out of London to Manchester, Hastings, Birmingham, where there's no support network. People are being forced into private rented accommodation they can't afford. Private rents are too expensive. The insecure contracts, meaning people are having to move every 6 to 12 months. Focus E15 mothers are having a political occupation of 4 flats on Carpenter's Estate.
My name's Jasmine Stone. I'm one of the mums from Focus E15. I'm 20. I have a 2-year-old daughter called Safia.
I'm Sam Middleton, and I am one of the lead campaigners of Focus E15 campaign, Focus on the Future. And we're here at Carpenter's Estate politically occupying these 4 flats in order to raise awareness of social housing.
I'm Stephen Hammond, I'm 14 years old. My background is my family was going to be shipped off to Birmingham. I recently went into care, so I no longer see my family a lot. I see my mother on a Sunday, but don't see my brothers and sisters. I'm here fighting for E15 Focus because I believe it's right for people to have their homes and for them to be able to live somewhere that they can be a family.
We were originally a group of mums from a hostel called Focus E15, and the hostel itself, it consists of 210 flats, 29 were for young mums, and the other 180 were for single residents. In August last year, the mums got all sent eviction notices, and we had 2 months to find ourselves accommodation.
If it weren't for 29 mums at Focus getting handed eviction notes, then this wouldn't have had to be done. Like, they've only just had their kids. For instance, Sam and Jasmine, they've only just had their kids, and they get handed that eviction note, and they have to be said you've got to move out of London after just having a kid. What family are you going to have?
I'll tell you the process from the beginning. They give you a phone call and say, we found a property for you. The next day you have to go to the council to be told about it. By 12 o'clock you've viewed the property, and you have to make a decision by 2 o'clock whether or not you want to move into this accommodation. If you say yes, you'll be moving in the following day. If you say no, you've made yourself intentionally homeless and you get no further help from the council. So that's not an option at all. It's affecting people mentally in every single way because they feel like they're not going to get anywhere.
Yeah, we're fighting for everybody who needs it, be it homeless people, old people, young people, single mothers, single fathers, everybody who needs a home.
I used to originally live with my mum, and my mum and dad separated when I was young. So when I turned 16, I went to live with my dad as his carer to look after him because he was quite ill.
I left, not my recent partner, my partner before that, through certain reasons. And I was then homeless for about 3.5 months and sofa surfing. And I was like, do you know what, I can't be doing this no more. I need to get into somewhere.
When I was 17, I fell pregnant, and I could no longer really care for my dad, and there was no space. He couldn't have me there. And my dad, he ended up kicking me out because my dad is suffering quite badly from his illness, and he couldn't really cope with the fact that I was pregnant, and he couldn't cope with the fact that being a baby in the house.
People that were in the hostel were either people who were suffering from domestic violence relationships, people that were being kicked out of their homes at a young age.
Everybody that's housed in the hostel Focus E15, they've been put there for a reason. Everyone's under the age of 25, and people have been put there mainly because they've suffered from domestic violence, come out of social services care, or they've been physically homeless on the street.
Over a year ago, I wasn't into any sort of politics. I mean, I didn't vote then anyway, but I'm sure not going to vote now.
Well, I'm living in private rented accommodation at the moment, so I'm having to move every 6 to 12 months, which is really unsettling and insecure. It makes us feel insecure. If I haven't put my daughter into nursery yet, but when I put her in school, that's something that scares me. Having to keep changing her school all the time, it feels like we're being set up to fail from the beginning because I'm somebody that's come from a working class family, and I'm in this situation. So my daughter's going to be changing schools all the time. Her education is probably going to be poorer than others that are going to be able to sit through school the whole way through, and then God forbid she's going to be set up to fail. And it's really upsetting to think that, because they're our children's futures, and it's really, really upsetting it's really worrying. I'm a bit emotional.
profits to be made everywhere, but on council houses, like, they're not viable, they shouldn't be made profitable, and that's what they're trying to do with the right to buy, which I think is ridiculous.
When I first came in here, it was absolutely mind-blowing, because you'd walk past it and you look at the buildings and think, oh, don't they look grubby? And then when you walk inside them, you actually realise, like, what the hell were they boarded up for? Like, the top one, the kitchen was brand new. Why would you border up a brand new kitchen? That's just a waste. They're going on about how they can't waste things, but you're wasting a brand new kitchen. That's like wasting a tree of oxygen. You know, it's ridiculous. You're wasting houses that, they're doing it on purpose though, that's what they are. They're making them look grubby, so we don't want to live in them and that we move out. But what they don't understand is people like us will fight for a home. We'll give our left hand from a home. Anyone would give their left hand for that house.
When we questioned Newham Council about Carpenter Estate, because we've been questioning them for a very long time, they said they're derelict buildings.
This one, down, like the lower 2 levels, they've been boarded up for 6 years. All they need is like a bit of a clean up and they're done, which we've done now. The top 2, perfect condition. They only needed like the sink wash out and stuff like that. I mean, I would live in them, quite happily, I would live in them.
Well, I've always lived in Newham all my life. My nan was even born in Newham, so it goes back quite far. I've got a 2-year-old daughter and she's turning into a little campaigner, giving out leaflets and stuff. But yeah, I've always lived here and it would be such a shame to be sent away. Like, I couldn't imagine living in Birmingham, and the thing that used to scare me most was the fact that if anything ever happened to me, if I was to fall ill or something, it would take a good few hours before anyone could get to me, and what would happen to my child, what would happen to my daughter.
Like, it's not fair on people. If you're born and bred in London or East London, for as I say, you're an East Londoner. No matter once you're born in London, you're a Londoner.
Well, one in particular that I think is really bad is we met a 91-year-old woman who'd been living here all her life, and she basically got done on the bedroom tax and they moved her to Milton Keynes, and I think that's appalling. A 91-year-old woman, it's disgraceful.
If we're evicted from this place, we'll find somewhere else. We ain't gonna stop, no matter what. You can evict us from here, anywhere, but we will find another place, even if it means we have to sit on a street corner and protest. That's how it is. We're not gonna give up. And to come out of it, all I can see, like, we're not saying to the council, give us the houses for free. We're not even saying just give us houses, we're saying just give us somewhere to live that is affordable. They're going on about how there's affordable housing. No, it's not. It's like £900 rent. That's not affordable for someone who's got a kid. How are you supposed to, you know, take money for your kid and then buy them clothes, buy them food, as well as pay rent? That's like basically saying, well, hold on a minute, it's rent or clothes. Why would someone have to choose through that? It's not fair.
Stop making people homeless.
Keep us in London.
People are being forced out of their homes and sent out of London to Manchester, Hastings, Birmingham, where there's no support network, no family. People are being forced into private rented accommodation they can't afford. Private rents are too expensive.
My whole life has changed. Like, it's like, as soon as you start to fight back, you realise so many things in life, like so much is corrupt and there's so many people that need a lot of help. And like, I was one of the people I was so shy and terrified to say anything to anyone, but you learn that the people that are in power, the people that try to boss you around and tell you what to do and make you feel so intimidated and small, those people actually work for you, and you need to fight back and let them know that they work for you, because that's why they've been put in place there. Yeah.
We might not know yous, but we're still fighting for yous. Like, no matter what, there could be thousands of people who don't want to speak up, and we will always fight to show people that this is what we're doing, we're speaking up.
We've done so much, like, do you know what I mean? So we're still going to keep fighting no matter what, do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, if this one's boarded up, there must be loads of others.
And we've just been really engaging the community as much as possible, and because a lot of the residents that are still here, they're very, very soon facing evictions, and some of them are coming up to their eviction dates, and like little things like saying to them, don't go, resist your eviction, we will stand there, we'll create a human gate if you want, we'll do anything, because people can't be forced away from where they've always known. It's wrong, and Like, this is what needs to happen. Everybody just needs to get together, because so many people are affected by it, and a lot of people are made to think that they won't get anywhere, they can't fight back, and they can't say anything because they'll be in a worse position. But the truth is, you're more like, there's not really a much worse position you can be in, because soon we're all going to be out of London, we're all going to be pushed to the outskirts of the country, and London's just going to be regenerated into a place of just super rich people, and we're going to be working as their peasants, but they'll be the ones suffering because they won't have NHS or schools or libraries, and all of this stuff is all linked together, and it's all being affected because this is what's happening, and it's really, really hard to understand, but you can see what is going on, and it's happening slowly now, but one day it's just going to be so fast, and we need to get organised and be ready for it to happen.